I am sure many of you have heard of the Gateway Arch in St. Louis, Missouri. Wouldn't it be neat to be at the top of the arch looking at all of the photographs and to come across a picture of one of your own relatives? My name is Lauren Truax, and I'm going to tell you all the story of Elizabeth Chrisman and the rest of the Chrisman sisters from back when they were homesteading in the late 1800s. I'm going to tell you about the day I found out that I was related to Elizabeth Chrisman, the struggles that she and her sisters had to go through, and why I'm so proud to be related to Elizabeth Chrisman. First things first, I'm going to take you all back to the day that I found out I was related to Lizzie. My great-grandmother had taken all of us grandchildren to the Gateway Arch, and before we went in, she gathered us all around to tell us the story of her grandmother, Elizabeth Chrisman. Just the same as men, women made a claim for the free land as well. Although women had to agree to hold off on marriage for at least 5 years to be able to keep the land in their own name. The Chrisman sisters lived near the Goheen settlement on Leban Creek in Custer County. Lizzie was the first of the sisters to make a claim for free land. Lizzie acquired her land in 1886 under the Preemption Act of 1841, which provided for direct purchase from the government for $2.50 an acre. Each of the sisters eventually filed a homestead as well. At this point, I'm going to tell you all about the trials and tribulations of the Chrisman sisters and everything that they had to go through. There were many struggles that not even just the women, but the men as a whole, but the men and settlers as a whole had to go through in order to acquire and sustain the free land under the Homestead Act. The land was free, but the settlers had to build a 12 by 14-foot home and grow crops for at least 5 years in order to get the deed to the new land. There were blizzards in the winter, tornadoes in the summer, hurricane-force winds in the spring, and there was also grass fires, droughts, and insects that they had to look out for as well. Many of the settlers also had to deal with the many violent conflicts with the Native Americans in their area as well. Lastly, I'm going to tell you all about why I'm so proud to be related to Lizzie Chrisman. As stated before, there was a famous picture of the Chrisman sisters at the top of the Gateway Arch in St. Louis. It was amazing to be able to see members of my own family hanging in such an incredible monument. There are also pictures of Lizzie and the rest of the Chrisman sisters in many of the history books used to help teach the history in today's grade schools. Another neat thing about this was that my middle name is Elizabeth, after my great-great-great-grandmother, Elizabeth Chrisman. In conclusion, I am very thrilled to be related to Elizabeth Chrisman, who was such a brave woman during the 1800s, who overcame all the struggles of this time to make a claim at her own land under the Homestead Act. It was so neat seeing the pictures of the Chrisman sisters at the top of the Gateway Arch and in our history books during grade school. I am very proud that I come from such a strong line of women.